I've been feeling really quiet this last week. I'm feeling humble, I think. Let you know. Let you know. Right now, I am in the Golden Path with a group of women. And we are on the evolution sphere. And we're coming into our last week of our evolution sphere. My evolution sphere is 20, which means my life's work is 34. And of course, in January, we did the life's work. Okay. So that's one aspect of where I'm at. And then I'm also in an action triangle as part of the Star Pearl. My particular action triangle is leading the charge, is what it's called. And it's made of the brand, the vocation, and the relating sphere. My relating sphere is 5. My brand is the same as my life's work, 34. And my vocation is 22. So those are all the energies I'm dealing with at the moment, including in the dream arc, because I am traveling with a new guardian who is the Swan, and she is Gene Key 22. So that's my vocation. I was talking with my best friend, Lizzie, and she's one of the women in the group going through the Golden Path this year with Haley Curtis. As I was listening to Lizzie talk about how much she has learned in this last couple of years working with Haley on her gene keys, and now in this new program, how much she has learned about her shadows and about how to recognize them and about how to begin to shift them in her life into her gifts. I just felt like I wanted to envelop all the parts of Lizzie, all those hurt, angry, confused, lost, suffering parts of Lizzie in just a gigantic hug, a hug of just pure love, and that made me think that, I don't need to do that with Lizzie because Lizzie is doing that for herself. I can tell her how much I appreciate her, and I can tell her how much I see of her gifts and how courageous she is in persevering through her shadows. But really, it made me think about all of those lost, angry, confused, elusive, hiding, controlling parts of me that I've wanted to get rid of. And then I come back to what the teaching is all about, which is love. The Gene Keys teaching is really all about love, all the flavors of love. And all of those parts of me were parts of love. All of those parts of me that suffered through a marriage that didn't work, that suffered through young motherhood, that suffered through a second marriage that ended in widowhood. All of those parts of me are not parts to be evolved through and cast aside, all those parts of me are love too. All those parts of me are love. I was doing the frickin' best I could with the knowledge that I had. And that's everybody around us is doing the same thing. They're doing the best they can with the knowledge that they have. And another huge part of the Gene Keys is being okay with being human, understanding that being human is a school. It is hard. It is filled with suffering. It is filled with sometimes what feels like chaos. It's filled with, rawness and harshness. And just as it is filled with rawness and harshness, it's filled with gentleness and tenderness and joy. And that accepting our humanity, accepting that we're human beings on this planet, in this time and space right now, accepting that, and then loving that. Isn't that really what it's about? So I decided to create an art piece using AI to bring all the parts of me together, all the different ages, all the different aspects of me who both were joyous and were absolutely absent. I have absence as one of my shadows in one of my lines, and absence. I was absent through a lot of my life, but that woman, that girl who learned how to be absent, she was an integral part of me. She was in my cells. She is part of my cells. And unless I invite her in for loving, I'm denying a part of me. So I created this art piece. I actually have two versions. Okay, first I did an idealized version, and for some reason the AI chose, I don't know, whatever romantic idea of dress was and women's hair and everything. So it created this beautiful art piece. I love it. It's idealized, and I think it's beautiful. It fed my fantasy self. It fed my little girl, but it didn't feed the parts of me in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, that those hard decades that I was so in the nitty-gritty of shadow learning. So I made another one trying to incorporate other styles of hair and other styles of clothing, and didn't get very far with the styles of clothing, but in general my hair was always around that length. So you see that one now, and that's the one that I'm inviting all the parts of me to the table. And as you see, the table is filled with delicious bounty, natural bounty, and I'm in a verdant landscape because every single one of those parts of me who lived on this planet, in this body, all of those parts of me, I want to acknowledge and honor and care for, because they are who got me where I am now. This woman who can feel and process and transmute things for you, to be able to show you it can be done, to show you that we are more we are more than our ideas of who we are. Oh my God. So what I'm doing with this piece, other than I will put a copy of it up on my bulletin board, my vision board, which is in front of me, which ends up being this whole wall in front of me, is I am in the process right now of writing about the lost, angry, suffering parts of me that have to do with my life's work, and it's line 6, which is 34, 6, and then my evolution, which is 26. So that's the first part of what I'm doing with this art piece. Is I'm welcoming to the table these parts of me that were these shadow states of 34 and 20, and then the gift states of 34 and 20 that I'm transmuting into, and that were always there. They were always there, and I recognize that, and I can honor that as well. So I'm doing that within my group. It's going to be available to my group to read, and so I will continue this throughout this whole year. So that's one thing I'm doing with that. But another thing that came to me as I was this morning, as I was thinking that, oh my goodness, I think I'm going to be making a video today, is that when I fully own all of those parts of me, many of them unbecoming parts of me, force is my life's work shadow. And dishonor is my core wound. So many of the parts of me are there's a lot to feel guilty for. That's my vocation line, guilt, and ashamed of. And I can still own them, because those feelings of guilt and shame are only that. They are feelings. They're not me. I am much more than that. I am more than my feelings, and I am more than my thoughts. And I think part of my quietness right now and this humility is because I am strong enough now, which is my gift in my life's work. I am strong enough now to recognize when I'm a jerk, to recognize when I'm a bitch, to recognize when I am out of balance and pouring shit all over the people I love. And when I can recognize that, I have to just say, yes, you are, because you're just human. It's okay. It's okay. You have enough love in yourself to love yourself through this. It's okay. And that allows me also to go back and do the same to all those parts of me who didn't know better. All those times when I didn't know any better, and allow them back to come back and be loved at this beautiful table with all their kin, with all their other, the elusive one, the absent one, sitting there with the angry one who is just learning how to be angry and so is spilling it over everybody, and the really weak one who doesn't want to, who's trying to be invisible, and then the very unharmonious one who thinks she doesn't care anymore. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. And the part of me who didn't know how to feel her feelings, and then the part of me who felt her feelings too much. All of them are welcome. All of them, please come to the table and let me love you. Let us love each other because we are we. We are me. And what is this is doing? I have a card up here, right in front of me. And so I look at it every single day. It says, "The more my heart expands, the less offended I feel by other people working out their particular stage of being human." And I put the elephants on there because of my line 5. So what I'm discovering is that as I bring all of these parts of me to the table, I can't help but be more understanding of everybody else's. Hurt, angry, suffering, rageful, grief-stricken, lost selves out there that my husband's son, he is just working out his own particular stage of being human. And all those parts of me around the table at various times in my 68 years, they were all working out their own particular stage of being human. Yeah. So I think my heart's cracked open a little bit more. And I really kind of surprised myself today because being quiet, I thought I'd never make another video. Thank you. I was just feeling how expanded my heart feels right now. I don't have too many words anymore. I've had enough words today. But maybe you can feel my expanded heart. Take care, everybody. Bye.